How to remain disciplined and consistent. Many of us, in fact, believe discipline and consistency is something we seek externally, like a quest, how to become more motivated, how to do XYZ. But the reality of it is, we have every single thing within us. Like Michelangelo said, the sculpture was always within the marble. So you, my friend, have to chisel doubt in order to make that character manifest, which is the first thing. So if you've listened to what I said, you believe it's logical, you comprehend every single thing I've been saying from the beginning of this video up until now, you believe it's true, yes, why don't you do it? Because you're very comfortable. You're comfortable with your current situation. Sometimes you say, oh, I wish, I'm gonna, I wish I wasn't fat, I wish I was rich. But if you decided to change your reality, who would stop you? Exactly. So most of you, you're going to be motivated for 3 hours, maybe for 5 minutes after this video. But you go back to playing video games. You go back to doing the dumb shit you've always been doing that reproduce that result. Another definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That is madness. If I set this house on fire, do I need to tell you to leave? No, you get up and you run away. When you're out and you're safe, then you remember about your spouse or your children. But you get to safety first before you remember about other people. It's the same thing with motivation. If I lay you down on these red hot stones, you get up and move. It's very uncomfortable. So if you are genuinely disgusted with your current existence, if you really were dissatisfied with how you lived your life, you would get up and move. You would do something about it. So you saying that you're very discomforted with your current existence, you claim you're tired of your current situation, but if you decided to change it, who would stop you? A genuine question. If you decided to go out there and make $1 million, for instance, now would you make $1 million on your first attempt? Perhaps not, but would you learn a lot of lessons that further makes you become the kind of man that would naturally attract those resources? Exactly. So being consistent is one key. Showing up is a key. Another difficulty of being consistent is that consistency makes you alone. That's one of the difficult parts of this whole personal development. One of the difficulty of being consistent is that it makes you alone. This is something every single person I've met that got from a point of where they hated themselves to a point of mastery and competency, experiences. Exactly. That is what you should be looking for, and which is one of the most difficult parts, is to keep going at it, irregardless of the result. Keep going, irregardless of the debilitating experiences. You're working your ass off, but you're not seeing the resources that are congruent to the level of discipline enacted to produce that result. Keep going, which is one of a very major key, the chiefest key among personal development, is discipline and consistency, even in the face of adversity. Consistency is something that is difficult across all stratas. No matter what it is, consistency is very important and it's also difficult. Consistency makes you move. The moment your frequency diverges from that of your friends, in other words, their jokes are no longer appealing to you. By extension, you're not laughing. Nothing is funny. Oh bro, let's go do this. Nah, I'm busy today. Those actions compounded on a long enough time frame, they stop being friends with you. You notice something very significant, especially if you're in a third world country like I am. Not very many people value personal development. In this my space, there are very few people I can relate to. There are very few people who have the kind of problems I sustain. So that's one part. And another flaw, another pitfall that I want to highlight such that you do not make the same mistake as I did is when you're being consistent, and this answer is twofold, so be very patient and listen very carefully. You are tempted to go back to your old habits. You wake up one day earlier than before, you eat right, you get out, you go to the gym, you read a book, you attack your daily task. All of a sudden, the first layer, all of a sudden, you want to play video games. You want to go back into that old addictions because you feel like you need to reward yourself for all the efforts you've been putting in. Perhaps you're trying to cure an addiction, and to you, going back to that addiction is rewarding yourself for not doing it on a long enough time horizon. It's very bad. Another layer would be the moment you decide to work on a goal, be it drafting a business plan or going to the gym or writing the different kind of reps you would work out in the gym, different thoughts pops away. Different thoughts begins to pop up. Oh bro, you're smelling, you need to have your bath. The room becomes dirty. That two dress in your laundry basket becomes full all of a sudden. There are cobwebs that appeared from the sky. That dish you never use becomes so alluring for you to do. You need to avoid all those thoughts because they are distractions. It's not just about distractions, it's about the paradigm you've sustained up until this point. The paradigm has almost exclusive control over your life, if not exclusive. Paradigms are actions you execute unconsciously. Think back to your days, your early days as a child. You would have to consciously put on your footwear. Nowadays, it's unconscious. Change those unconscious behaviors by being aware of them, and you'll be fine. Because it's your actions that produces your result, and what produces your actions is your thought. How you think determines how you act. How you act produces your result. You clicked on this video not because you clicked on it, you thought about it before you took action. Now, as always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.